Hello, welcome you all to our show.
Good man.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. We're kicking off another auction week, and you've been pressing buttons, Alan. Stop pressing buttons. We're kicking off another auction week. It is Monday. We go live on Friday. It's our July auction, summertime auction.
Yeah.
Lots of people are busy. Lots of people are on holidays. God, what a bit of it.
I know. Tell me about it.
And then people go up and they post pictures of them lying on the beach and somewhere, and I'm just thinking, I'm not jealous at all. Fuckers.
Can I just say, Ellen, for future reference, because you know the way she does be behind there doing her bits and bobs.
Yeah.
I am really bad at charades. Just so you know, all this, I'm really bad. So just letting you know.
Noted.
I can't do that one back to her. That's rude. She's behind my hand.
She won't know it.
Yeah.
So anyhow, what I wanted to talk about in this one, because we get loads of these emails and we get loads of contact from people, and invariably people discover bottles of whiskey, or unfortunately somebody passed away and there was bottles of whiskey in the house, or they were given this many moons ago, and somebody they heard in the pub that their bottle's worth 12 million euro.
Yep.
And so they go onto the old Google machine and they type in my bottle of whiskey, how much is it worth?
Yeah.
And the Google machine spits out a load of results.
And confirms their
Pub hypothesis.
Their pub hypothesis. Yes.
It's like the doctor thing.
Yeah.
I've
WebMD.
I've put in some of my symptoms, and I've got many illnesses.
Oh baby, you just cart you off.
You've no idea. I should be in clinics. Not one, multiple
Many.
clinics. Just send bits of me off to everyone. But the reason why we talk about it is because, look, people contact us and say, I've got such and such a bottle of whiskey, and invariably the buffer that is my blessed staff between me and the world reply in a responsible manner saying, very sorry to inform you, it's not worth that.
Yeah.
Here's some recent valuations, or here's some recent times that it sold on auction. As opposed to me going, would you ever catch yourself on, what the hell do you think you're worth? So you have to sort of try and be polite about it, but the guys are very good, and I'm not.
No.
And I picked out a few, and the reason I picked out these few, and it's nothing in particular, it's just these are examples of ones that I sort of go, Jesus, it should be worth more. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful, it's fantastic whiskey, it's X, Y, Z. But the market dictates, and that's
totally.
the greatest thing about our auction. It is the market.
Yeah.
It's the true reflection of what bottles are worth and what people are willing to pay, and that's what it comes down to. Every month you can see the fluctuations in prices. We've added that graph piece in on the bottom of the auction listings now, that you can see what it's sold for previously, and its ups and its downs and vice versa. Don't read too much into that as well, because we get asked the questions.
Our auctions are different every month.
Every month.
There's different people interested in different bottles, yada yada yada.
Yep.
So
and there's loads of factors. And the most people jump to massive conclusions and say, "Oh, the arse is falling out of the market," and it's not that. It's people are just chasing different things at different times.
Or they're on the hollybobs.
Oh God.
Yep. This time of year, everybody's away on the hollybobs. Yep.
Like, I wouldn't be one for lying out on the beach, obviously, because I just turn sort of like this colour.
Yeah.
I would be like that, but like skin version, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be just like, bing, cooked, done. But I love being away and just walking around and just, eating a bit of food. I have been known to eat a bit of food in my time and consuming a bit of beverage or something like that. Yes. And it's lovely. We enjoy that. We mooch. The word is mooch.
We mooch.
We mooch, and we love doing it. You're not really a lie down the beach. A day, no. I think, is about.
No. Yeah. About 15 minutes.
All right, okay.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Bored off me, Skip.
I think you're something wrong with you. Because I'm normal, obviously. But these bottles here, as I say, the amount of times we get asked questions about them. So I just picked out a few, and Ellen just swing around and showed them there. And I'm not picking on any bottle, I'm not picking on any brand, so calm yourselves.
Don't read into it.
That's a bottle of Famous Grouse. It's just a gorgeous bottle.
It is. I love
it's
that
decanter.
It's a
stunning decanter. And I mean, they were a limited edition thing. Now, again, it's a Wade decanter, so Wade porcelain is a high one. and gilded with 24 karat gold. I reckon if you strip the gold off it, you'd probably get more for it than what it sells for in its entirety. And to my point, then Bell's decanters. I mean, Bell's decanters had their day in sort of the mid-90s, and everybody was losing their shit over them. And they were gorgeous, and Bell's produced loads of them. But the quality of workmanship, the artwork in them. This one's called the Five Queens, told by Bell's. It's the Christmas limited edition 2007. That's gold that's around it. They all have a story on the back telling you about it, what it came from. The whiskey's, it's a blended whiskey, so it's not particularly fantastic. But the problem is it just doesn't get what it's going for. And again, these are prime examples. You know, they were listed, somebody found them on a website once and they were being sold for €600. Or a retailer lists them at €600. The retail market and the auction market are two entirely different animals.
Yeah.
A retailer can ask whatever the hell they want, and it's up to when people pay them. What we get most of the time is, I see it sold on such and such a website, or it's sold on such and such a website. And my question usually is, did it sell or was it for sale? And that's the problem with retail. You see the history, but you don't see whether it's sold or not. With our auction, you'll see whether it's sold, didn't meet reserve, whatever the case may be. And we deliberately have put that graph in now on the bottom of the auctions, the listings, to do these things. But also there's loads of different fantastic apps out there. I mean, the Whiskey Companion, Carl and the Whiskey Companion, it's a great resource for people to look up a bottle and find it, instead of going, well, it was sold on or it's listed on one of these websites, so that must be the price of it. Bushmills, there's a Bushmills Millennium Malt. So that's from 1975. So that was a 25-year-old single malt when it was bottled, and it was put in, when it was bottled and put in a bottle, strangely enough.
Look at
That's
you.
what they do. They put bottles of whiskey into bottles. It's the maddest thing in the world. It's who would have thought it? It's a mad idea. Mad concept. It'll never take off. But again, you know, a 25-year-old single malt, for what it truly is, I mean, it's great liquid.
Yeah.
It just doesn't get it. If it said another brand on the front of
course.
it would be a high valued thing. But because it just said Bushmills on it, and again, these Millennium Malts, there is a lot of them around, but I reckon they're a great buy, and they're a great whiskey. I mean, if you want to, you know, have something to enjoy with family and friends over Christmas, because Christmas is next week.
It is?
Yeah, Christmas is next week, so you want to start buying now in July for your Christmas bottles, so you can sit and enjoy that, which is in 2 weeks' time, we'll be all sitting around having turkey and ham.
It feels like it.
It does feel like it. It
really does feel like it.
Bottle of Bailey's, Bailey's whiskey. When they first came to auction with us, they were sold for top dollar.
Yeah.
They were going for 600, 700, 800 euros. They're now not getting the most of that. And why is that? What causes them high spikes in prices? It is literally two guys chasing the bottle, two or more guys chasing the same bottle at the same time. The problem is, and everybody does this, they chase the auctions. So if we sell a bottle in this month's auction for, we'll take for example the Zenith. So there was one sold for 2,300 last month. It was actually two sold for 2,300 euros. So now all of a sudden everybody's mentality is, oh, that's the price.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just that these guys were locked in a battle. They didn't want to back down.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
And they're now not looking for a Zenith.
And they're now not looking for a Zenith. They're gone. They're out of the market. So they're no longer going to be there to drive that price to where it was. So we've seen it so many times, and we've a bottle coming up in this month's auction, the Pearl, where we've seen that. I mean, our mistake one time was listing it 3 months in a row. And what happened was, you started off with the first auction, it was 3 bidders. I think it went for 26,000. The next auction, or 22,000 or something like that, there was 3 bidders chasing it, so it was a good old bidding war. The next month there was 2 in it, and it went down to, I think, 19,000 or 17,000 or something like that. And then the following month there was only 1 left, and so the reserve was whatever it was. I think it was 15,000, and so your man got his bottle for 15,000. And you sort of go, that's just literally economics. That's the most fundamental market there is out there. Middleton Very Rare, I threw that one up because, again, they're a prime example of, retailers can list it. We were in Italy. Do you remember we were in Italy, Caitlin?
Yeah.
We were in Italy in April, and I walked into a whiskey shop, as I do, to have a nose, and there was a bottle of a 2000 Middleton, I think it was. Sells for about €800 in the auctions. The retailer had it at €2,000, and you just go, he's there.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. It's your shop. You sell it at a list at whatever price you want. It could sit there forever and a day, or you might get a lucky punter that'll come in and just go, I want it, I don't care what it costs, and I'll buy it. And that happens in the auctions. Waterfords are the same. Van Winkle is a real good example of it. I mean, the old poppies and stuff like that. I mean, you go on and you put them into the thing. Some of them can be listed for 10,000.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near the realistic
no.
value of the bottle. And, that's what happens. And beside that, I threw up a bottle of just plain old Scotch, 100% rare Scotch. And this is one of the reasons I put that up, is because just because it's old doesn't mean it's valuable.
Yeah.
You get so many of these, I have it in my house 40 years, it must be worth thousands. And then when we tell them, well, it's actually worth €30, you can just feel nearly the venom towards us. Why would we say this, or why would we tell them lies? And we're going, we're not telling you lies.
It is what it is.
Have a look. We don't lie. The one thing we don't do is we don't lie. We don't lie. Can't do that. So look, this is what our auction is. Our auction is a mix and melt pot of bottles for €20 and bottles for €20,000 and everything in between. But it's the market.
Yeah.
It is the one thing that we have
no control over either.
No control over, and hopefully we've become to be known as, a true reflection of the market. It is what it is. And everybody tries to read into it. We see it every month after. The arse is falling out of it, and the price of the bottle's going to be worth nothing. It's not. It's just a quiet month. Next month, last month was actually some great prices on it. The month before was quiet.
Brutal.
Yeah, so it's literally just whatever's coming at us.
Exactly.
Who's available, who's bidding, what catches their eye, what they're looking for.
Who's at home, who's on the hollybobs.
Yeah. You keep mentioning the hollybobs thing. If the wife's watching or not, or the husband's watching or not, the wife's after buying a bottle of whiskey worth X amount of euros. We see a lot of that as well, don't we? Yes, we're going to set up a counselling service as well. And I'm going to start writing official notes so that I give you permission to buy this bottle of whiskey. And doctor, because did I tell you I have a doctor?
You don't. It's a certificate of participation.
I'm telling you, I have a doctorate up there, and I'm going to sign on the bottom, Dr. Anthony Sheehy, Lord Doctor. Dr. Lord? Which way does that go round?
You're only a lord.
Right, but I'm a doctor.
You're not.
I have. They give it to me in the college. It's an honorary thing. They give it to me in the college, so I'm a doctor. So I'm a Dr. Lord Anthony Sheehy, or Lord Dr. Anthony Sheehy, whichever way you want, and I can sign that in the bottom, get fucking stamp thing, and just stamp it and send it out, wax it, split it and gone.
Can we let these poor people leave now?
Oh yeah, right, captive. Bye.
Bye.
Talk to you tomorrow.